What's going on, guys? Oh my Godzilla, back here with another Godzilla figure review. Guys, today back here taking a look at the Toho Ultimates Super 7 Shogun Godzilla. Guys, looking forward to taking a peek at this figure. Let's jump right in.
Oh my god!
So flashing back in time to when the figure was in the packaging, here's kind of the outer shell we're dealing with. Shogun Ultimates Godzilla. Spin it around, just kind of have some fun lightning strike looking dealios. The outer shell, not much to go with. Peeling back that outer shell though, here we have our Shogun Godzilla. Initial thoughts, this thing looks awesome. Detail looks really, really good, really true to the actual figure, what we had. The hand looks great, the tongue looks great, the eyes look awesome. He looks good hanging out in that packaging there. Launching fist, tongue flashes flame. Definitely seems like it's a great homage to the original figure. Let's go ahead and break this guy out of here and we'll see you in a minute. Alrighty guys, welcome back. We are here with our Toho Ultimates Shogun Warriors Godzilla from Super 7. Guys, first initial thoughts looking at this thing right out of the box. It looks great. Obviously, it's got a weird vibe overall to it, but that's just the way the Shogun Godzilla looks. Anyways, I think this is a great interpretation of it, that figure. So starting at the bottom of the figure, guys, we have the toe claws, and they do look fairly accurate to the original. Moving up the feet looks good. Great detailing, moving kind of up the legs. Definitely, just kind of in terms of all that texture and stuff, they did a great job of just nailing down what the original Shogun Godzilla was. The stumpy little tail, little spines, not much coloration. He's just kind of the green figure. Got the good, nice painted hand claws. Those look great. You got the firing button here. Moving into the head, guys, I think the eyes look great. I love that yellow and red. There's a little bit of paint non-perfectionness in this left eye here. Teeth look good. They look nice and spiky. Tongue lever back here. And obviously that tongue that sticks out right there. So this definitely is a good looking detailed figure. Obviously paint does not have a ton, but I mean they were going for the original Shogun Godzilla, which also does not have a ton. So there's not a ton to say in terms of paint and detail. They did a good job capturing it. Texture looks great. The face looks good. Big old gorilla looking nose. It's a good looking image of the figure. We'll go ahead and really quickly, guys, if your figure comes in the box and and it's like, oh my gosh, the hand, because you can see this thing has a top piece and then a top piece fits there, and mine actually came in the box like, I was like, oh my gosh, do I have to put the freaking hand in upside down? And it took me honestly like too long to realize, yeah, the hands do spin. So if yours came in the box upside down like mine did, just articulate that wrist. So speaking of articulation, let's check it out. So we do have wrist articulation on both of the hands, including the firing hand. You have good articulation on the arms, not quite 360. It's going to get caught on the leg. Leg articulation is a little tight. Kind of can only get it from here to about there. You could probably force it more, but I mean, it's got good enough range of motion. You're not going to need more than what it offers. Tail, the stump does articulate 360. So there is that piece of articulation as well. And we do get head articulation 360. So that's great. And then obviously if you want to count this as articulation, you do have that tongue lever, which is always fun. I love the detail on the tongue, like kind of just the fire. You got the split tongue there. Really cool. Guys, and then the biggest feature of the figure being that firing hand. I have never actually, I've kind of fired it to take it off, but I've never actually tested this thing. So give us a second. Let me reload the hand. Lining that piece up takes a little bit sometimes. So anyways, we're going to put the figure on the end here. I'm going to hold my hand out so that nothing happens if it goes far. But let's just test it. Whoa!
Yay!
That thing shot fast and that thing shot far. Hit my hand with some actual pretty decent speed. So we're going to go ahead and play with the distance on this thing here at the end of the video. So stick around and we'll see how kind of far this hand will end up shooting. But let's go ahead, guys, and compare this figure to a couple of other Godzilla figures. Okay, guys, so first is going to be the bloodthirsty Super 7 Toho Ultimates. Very similar in height because they're coming from the same line. Obviously, no comparison really in the tail because we have the stump versus a big old tail. Obviously, the Shogun's got that big old head. But good scaling, obviously, because they come from the same line, the same type of thing. So good scaling if you wanted to have him stand next to some guys that are equal in height to him. Just for reference, a 6-inch movie monster series. This is the new 2023 Godzilla 1973, which has been sitting on my shelf way too long, unreviewed. So I apologize. I'll try and get that review done eventually. But just comparing him to a 6-inch movie monster series, there you have it. Comparing him to an 8-inch movie monster series, this is obviously the Meltdown Godzilla here. So Godzilla, Meltdown Godzilla 8-inch Bandai is going to stand a little bit taller. Obviously, again, no real comparison in the tail department, but 8-inch movie monster is going to be a little bit taller. Checking him out up against the other Super 7 figure, we have the little reaction guy. Obviously no firing hand on this guy, but they did give us the tongue gimmick. So, I mean, pretty good. Both of them were pretty good in terms of, the, just the detail on the body. They probably took a lot of things out of this model and just blew it up. The head looks a little better. The eyes look a little less kind of goofy, glary. Teeth look pretty similar, honestly, though. Very similar figure here on the both Super 7s. And the moment we've all been waiting for, sizing up against the original Shogun Godzilla. Of course, I'm going to have to take the camera in handheld mode to capture the whole thing. And obviously my Shogun original Godzilla has just seen all sorts of battle damage. Totally miscolored teeth, the eyes, the tongue lever is broken. You can still kind of pull on the tongue to get it out. And it's kind of like a fun bendy material so it doesn't break. And then my hand actually came separate because the device is broken on the original Shogun. But so there's the original hand. But guys, again, like just comparing the details, pretty good job. The paint color is very, very similar. Obviously they covered up some screw holes. But I think they did a great job at capturing kind of the detail of this figure. The spines. I think Super 7 did a great job. This is a great homage to an awesome figure that's really hard to get your hands on. Just a quick story about this. My Shogun, I got him a couple years ago, probably at this point 10 years ago. I just every so often would peruse Craigslist and just type in Godzilla and see what popped up. I typed in Godzilla. Somebody had this guy. They said the hand, detached hand. It's pretty broken. It's pretty beat up. The asking price $20. I got my Shogun Godzilla for $20, which was awesome. You can't even get the hand for $20 nowadays. So I'd love to get a nice minty fresh big old Shogun original, but budget on that is very high. Also, one thing that the Shogun has is these wheels on the bottom. No wheels here. So this Shogun actually can slide, sort of. The legs move a little bit too easy and the wheels are a little too, but I mean, he can slide. He can squeak around and slide, whereas this guy does not have the wheel effect. Would have been cool to see that though. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it, Super 7 Toho Ultimates Shogun Godzilla. I was going to do the Shogun Godzilla and the glow-in-the-dark Shogun Godzilla in the same video, but this guy shipped like 4 days earlier, so glow-in-the-dark's on its way. Hopefully that review will be here within the week. But here is this guy. We'll, of course, show him next to the glow-in-the-dark. Let me know your thoughts on this figure in the comment section below. I'm definitely glad I picked him up. A really fun homage, again, to the original, and I think they just did a great job capturing it. And for the final thing, guys, before I see you out in this video, let's go test the distance on this hand. Okay, so we are back here on the floor of the collection room. I'd say this is probably 12 feet from me to those, the end of the shelves. We got our Shogun right here. I'm going to line them up kind of even with me. Point the hand at kind of just a flat angle, and we'll see how far this thing goes. Here we go. So there you go, guys. Probably went about 8 feet, 10 feet, but it went, it's not bad for a small little 8-inch toy, guys. So we'll go ahead and finish the review from down here. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more. Subscribe to the channel if you liked this video, and we'll see you in the next one.